shot this buck last night. It's later in November. I almost got this buck a week or two ago out of a tree stand. I didn't have a lot of tree stand options where this buck was at. He was in a really tight core area. I knew he was in there, and I had this little shingle oak, which has a lot of leaves on it, but he kept coming in and not giving me clear shots through the brush, so I'm not going to take that. So yesterday I asked my brother, I said, hey, you think there's any chance I could shoot my bow out of that old little gun blind out there? And he said, no, I doubt it. And I said, well, I'm gonna try it anyway. So I hopped up into this old little gun blind, and maybe an hour before dark, this buck came out, just nudging every doe in the field. He walked off a 4 or 5 year old, and I've got video of him coming in with my camcorder, and it was the buck I wanted to shoot, and it took like an hour to get this deer, and I finally got it to where he bumped a doe off, and I thought he was going to follow the doe, so I draw him back, and then for whatever reason he turned, and I had to go back to a different window, just this little tiny window, and get a shot off, and it worked perfect, and I hit him perfect, and he still ran like 200 or 300 yards with just getting wrecked with an arrow. I was actually really surprised. But this buck is he's either 6.5 or 7.5 years old. It just depends on when I noticed him at 3.5, if he was 3 or if he was possibly 2 at the time. But I've got his sheds for a whole lot of years, so he's either 6 or 7, and he was just one of those deer where I wanted to shoot him and maybe one other deer, and if I didn't get those 2 deer, I would have gladly ate my tag. But you know, he was a 6 or 7.5 year old deer, and I don't really care what he scores. He's just unique. He's heavy, just a cool deer, just a giant body, and that's what I noticed about him. I mean, he just had a tank of a body. So I'm 44. I started hunting at 14, so 30 years, and I still just get like super stoked about this. It was just so much fun hunting this deer last night, and just an hour of almost getting him and drawing my bow and not drawing my bow. It was just a lot of fun. So even after 30 years, I'm just really stoked. I don't care about the score. He's an old deer. This is why we do it. So yeah, really happy with him, and wish everybody else the best of luck this season.